Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyingGuide.com. Today I'm taking a look at the Portable Paragraph Reference Red Letter LSB from Steadfast Bibles, supplied to me in exchange for an honest review by 316 Publishing. This is a video companion to my written review, which I always go into more detail in writing. So if you want to see even more information, check that one out. I'll place links to that in the notes at BibleBuyingGuide.com. So let's take a quick look at the Bible and the specs. This is a paragraph edition, and they've printed the specs on the box for us. Red letter with 9.5 text, 95,000 cross-references, 14,000 translation footnotes. So this is the full set of cross-references and footnotes. It has red highlights, and that includes the book titles, running headers, chapter and page numbers, also a line down the page separating the two columns, and a line separating the text from the references and footnotes. Line match, 2-column paragraph, 28 GSM paper. Now this is not the same paper that you're going to find in Cambridge and Schuyler and several others. This is not the French Indopaque. So it's not the big fancy expensive paper, so you can't really compare the two. This is a lower cost paper than that one, although this is a good paper. I like this paper a lot. 1,888 pages, and my fingers are feeling that because I had to turn every page to separate them, which is why it's taken me so long to get to this review. Smythe sewn, genuine cowhide with perimeter stitching. Now the cowhide, I am a fan of cowhide. I've always said cowhide is the most underrated leather. They've sent me the Sola Scriptura edition, which is brown with Sola Scriptura printed on the front in gold. Then there's our spine. I love that grain. Feels like a football. I like that a lot. Pebbly, a little bit of roughness to it. I like that. Then a paste down liner, which is also in brown. It's a little bit stiff, partially because this is a small Bible. It is 5 by 7 by 1.5. So it is a small Bible. And since it's so small, we don't have a lot of weight pushing on this leather, so it's hard to stay open. In the front we have several thick end sheets to give it structure. Gold gilt pages, rounded spine. I prefer a rounded spine, so it's not overly rounded, but a little bit of a rounded spine, and I like that. I like that a lot, and that's actually more pronounced at the front of the block. Double-sided satin ribbons, so we have brown and gold. These are the 3/8 inch ribbons. Tables for weights, measurements, and monetary units. 8 full color maps, and then printed and bound in Korea. So let's take a look. I've already talked about it a little bit, but we'll look at it a little bit more. So the cover is a little stiff, which I like. That makes it easier to hold open. Hold it open in one hand, no trouble at all. Except for it doesn't want to stay open in Genesis. It will, however, it will stay open. There we are in Genesis. It will stay open in Exodus. So that's not too bad. And it'll break in a little bit more as you use it more. So the text matches the giant print, which we'll look at real quick. So if you're familiar with the giant print, they have the same pagination and mostly the same tools. The portable paragraph reference does not include a concordance. So you're going to see a smaller edition here. Quite a bit smaller. So let's take a quick look at a book. And you'll see they are the same. Same pagination, same page number. Everything about the pages are the same except for the portable paragraph is red letter. But they are the same. Quick zoom. So these make a great combo. If you're interested in a giant print you can use for preaching or reading at a desk, and a smaller hand-size edition you can carry around with you. These are a good combo. I like that a lot. I find the text easy to read. It looks to me larger than a 9.5. I would have thought it was a 10. The verse numbers are large and bold. They stand out, so they're easy to find. So even though this is a paragraph edition, it's easy to find the verses really fast. No trouble at all. The red highlights are beautiful. There is some show through. That's to be expected in 28 GSM. Especially this edition. This paper doesn't have the titanium pigment that you're going to find in Indopaque. It also doesn't have the coating, so it's a little bit rougher. That does make it easier to turn, easier to separate the pages in some instances, in some cases. This is a pretty text. Poetry is divided in really good places. It looks good. Poetry looks great in this. We don't see anything with a single word. We don't see anything that goes too far in wraps. It's divided well. I like that. They put a lot of time in dividing this poetry up. You can tell it looks really good. So it has letters, personal letters, has lists, so there's some personal letters written from one person to another. I like it when that stands out. Has enough inner margin that the text doesn't move away from you. It doesn't bend into the gutter too bad. So that's still easy to read and see. Oh, this is really good to read from, really good to carry around. I like this one. I like this a lot. I would even say this could be your only Bible if you didn't need a concordance. And to be honest, a lot of times today we can look up those things in the on our phones or whatever. Old Testament quotes are in all caps. There's a little bit of print variation, so you'll see some red lighter than others, but it's very small. There's an example of the print variation in the red. A little bit of print variation in the black, but mostly it's in the red. And that's the main variation you're going to see right there. So it's not bad, but it's enough to mention. So monetary units, really small table. Weights and measures, really small table. So 1 page each, and this helps a lot. And then maps. And these are the Lockman maps. On the semi-gloss paper, does not include an index, and print is not too small for me. There's some annotations. This print might be a little small. Some of this might be a little difficult to see. Some of this could be a little difficult, especially that one. That's beyond me there. I would have to cheat here. I would have to zoom in on my phone and see that one. But there are some annotations in there. We'll weigh it real quick. Weighs 1 pound, 6.3 ounces. This is an excellent Bible for carry and for reading, unless you need a large print. This doesn't feel like a small print. It has enough white space in the text. It's easy to read. My only complaint would be that print variation. It's not much, but it's enough. It's enough to notice. And then there's also a little bit of show through, a little bit more show through, but it's not terrible. It's definitely readable. I would carry this around. So in upcoming videos, I will compare this to several other hand size NESBs. I don't have a lot of hand size LSBs, but I do have a few NESBs that I want to compare it to. And I would like to thank 316 Publishing for sending the Sola Scriptura edition for me to review, because this one is my favorite. I like the brown. I like having that on the front. So I'll place links in the notes so you can make a purchase if you're interested. Thanks for watching.